Come in.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Simon Walder with Henry Shrine.
Nice to meet you, Simon.
Do you mind if I take a seat?
Please do.
So how's your day been?
It's good. Good. What brings you in today?
Just thought I'd stop by. I knew you were in a dentist office in the area. I hadn't touched base with you, so I thought I'd like to stop in, kind of see where your practice is at, and see if there's anything Henry Shrine can assist you with, and maybe grow a relationship with you.
Okay.
If that sounds all right.
Yeah.
So I'll be quick with you. Try to only take up 10 to 15 minutes of your time.
Okay.
And let you get on with things.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So first, let me ask you, how long have you, had your practice, or how long have you been here?
Yeah, we've been in practice for about 15 years here at this location. So I bought a practice from a retiring dentist that I worked with for a couple years, and then he transitioned out, and I've been on my own for that amount of time. So I've been on my own for about 13 years here at this location.
Okay. How have things been just being on your own? Is that a lot to juggle, just having your own practice, or not having?
Yeah, no, I enjoy being an entrepreneur and kind of working for myself. I enjoy that. It gets challenging at times when I'm the only decision maker, really, so I try to empower those around me, but I'm doing well here.
Okay. Do you have anybody else, like, are you ever trying to grow more or bring anybody else on, or do you just like the whole?
We have in this location, we have 4 operatories, so we have 4 dental operatories, but I have room to equip a 5th operatory potentially, like so I've got to make that decision when I feel like when I think I'm ready to be able to handle that. I'm ready to be able to expand here, and then eventually I'd like to be able to own space. Like I rent here, I rent here in our building, so I'd like to be able to own space eventually, and be able to maybe be kind of a landlord and have maybe a another business within my building.
Yeah, sublease out.
Yeah, so that would be my long-term goal.
Okay.
But, I don't know when that's going to be. I'm just I don't know all the answers right now, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
are there any obstacles in the way, or is that just kind of a little down the road?
It's really just figuring out when the right time is.
Okay.
It's a big investment. It's probably to build a building and equip it. It's probably $1 million decision. So
Yeah.
I've got to make sure it's right. I need to buy the land. I don't have that.
It's a process.
It is.
I understand that. So
Yeah.
you got a ways to go on that. Right now, who do you go with? Who do you deal with on your supplies and different equipment and things like that?
I don't. I really leave that up to the assistant, one of the ordering assistants that I have in the practice. That she makes some of those decisions. I kind of pay the bills, but
yeah,
there's a number of places we get it from. Patterson Dental, and then some things from Darby Dental, which is just a catalog company. We order some of our items from.
Okay. So what do you like about those, or why have you chosen them? Or
we've always just when I started and bought the practice, they had a relationship with Patterson mainly, and it's just been easy, and it just haven't had any reason to change. Yeah, you just continue with it. They haven't wronged you, or you guys. That's right. Do you guys don't? Would there be anything you could change about them, or you'd like to see them do differently, or? You know what? They take care of the everyday needs that I know that we have. The team likes the rep that calls on us. So I wouldn't say that anything really jumps out at me that says I'm ready to change, but so. Yeah, I mean, for what I know about it, it seems to go okay. Okay, great. So no complaints there. So you said your long-term goals are to open a practice. And then what about short-term goals, like just the everyday, in the next couple months or things like that? Sure, I would say one of our biggest challenges is overhead. It's always a challenge. Like we're really always wanting to. Try to reduce costs within reason. So we're always trying to pay attention to that within the best way that we can, and then trying to attract new patients. Always trying to figure out ways to do that more efficiently, because we're in a growing area, but just as people are moving in, people are also moving out. So we want to make sure that we're marketing to the patients the right way. Okay. Do you feel there's areas you guys are missing out on clients? Probably so. I mean, we're still doing it. I've been to a couple seminars where there's technology available to where they can, my office team that normally calls and leaves messages for patients to schedule. I know there's ways to do that through social media and do that through emails and texts. So I'm looking at those different options that might be able to bring us to the to the new generation.
Yeah.
That's the patients that we're looking to attract.
Just kind of up to date. Are you able to get your patients in, for their regular checkups? Like, you get them in there once, or you get those random patients, but are you able to get them in return visits, like their 2 checkups in a year?
From the way that we look at it, I think we do a pretty good job, but I'm really not sure.
So it sounds like, you think you're doing well, but there's no real concrete evidence. It's just kind of based off opinionated, more or less.
Just kind of feel, I guess.
Yeah, you haven't noticed a major hit, so, you don't.
Right. Yeah, we're continuing to kind of move along, and we're growing at a decent rate.
Okay, so you're not losing. You're not, feeling.
Right. I don't feel like there's, that I know of. There's not a major thing that steps out, except for wanting to be able to equip another operatory. I do want to be able to equip that other operatory, and you know what? I'm still. You asked me about challenges. Probably another one is. I need to go. I need to bring in digital radiography, because I'm still film based. From the, when I bought the practice, it was film based, and I haven't made that move yet.
Okay, so what are the effects of having or not having digital? I would say,
the way that I'm impacted is that I talk to my colleagues and see what they have at their office. They're able to educate off of blow up the image of a caries, when there's an issue in the mouth. I'm able to blow it up. Right now I've got a piece of film that's about this big that I have to try to show the patient. So education to the patient is big. It's just it costs. It's going to cost me $30,000 or $40,000, and I just got to make that. Make sure I make the right decision.
Yeah, make sure it's worth that investment.
Right.
So when you show them that little film, is that harder to get them to understand why they need, the additional?
Yeah, I mean, we've made it work, but I'm sure there's advantages to digital.
Okay.
And so that's something that, I asked my rep to get me information, and it's been a couple weeks, and I haven't really gotten that. So I'm hoping to get information soon, but that's certainly something I'm looking to move forward with in the near future.
Okay, well, that's definitely something I can get you, information on.
Okay.
Hopefully in the next time we meet. So digital radiography, are there any other technology areas you've looked into, or is that kind of just one thing at a time?
I'd say that's the biggest one right now. I mean, I think eventually the 2 to 3 year plan would bring in same-day dentistry, CAD/CAM dentistry, where a patient could come in to get a crown. They'd be able to get that done in the same day. I know that's kind of the next wave that's happening in dentistry today. I'd want to be able to do that, but that's probably on down the road.
That's a little bit on down the road. Okay. All right. Well, that's something we do offer as well. So maybe we can a few years down the road get that going for you.
Okay.
So areas you want to see growth. It sounds like you want another operatory, but potentially you need more patients, or it's filling that social media void. Getting people involved, getting people back in.
Right.
That could bring in the areas of growth, and then maybe make room for that operatory.
I just need somebody to help me make a plan, I guess, because like I said, the current company and our current vendors, I mean, nobody's talking with each other, and it's just I feel like I know what I want, but I haven't gotten it all in one place.
Okay. Well, to kind of summarize things, it sounds like you just said you needed a plan. If we could come back, make you a plan and show you areas that, obviously you think there's no areas that are glaring holes and big problems. If we could come back and show you, hey, you tweak this here, you tweak that there, you make a little change here, and you put those all together, and you reap the benefits of that. If we could show you a couple, if Henry Schein could show you a few things that could get you another operatory and kind of get you on the track to get the radiography in place, and provide you those things that your practice would need. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, I'd certainly be interested in seeing what you have to say. I'm familiar with your company. We don't buy a lot from you now, but I'd be certainly interested in finding out what you could potentially do for us.
Yeah, well, I definitely see a lot of dentists in the same kind of area you're in. I see this all the time. I think that if I go back to the office, kind of go home, kind of digest this a little bit, put together a plan for you. Could we meet next week and I could show you what Henry Schein could do for you, kind of as a partner, and where we could step in and fill the void that the other companies are leaving behind?
I think we can do that. Let's set up a time.
Okay. Next same time next week? Would
Yeah,
that work for you?
this time works well for my lunch schedule. So.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, hey, thank you for taking the time to meet with
Thank
me,
you,
and I'll be
sir.
excited
Appreciate
to meet with you next week.
Great, thank you.
You just come
Okay.
out.
Okay.